Hi, and welcome back to Continual Fandom. We're here, and it's that time of year. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite current horror movies and series. I'm your host, Jim Nettles. So, before we go diving into, or in, out, or around your favorite variety of screen, let's see who else is deciding to bring in their favorites. So, Lynn, you're up first.
Hi, Len Berry, writer of Ethereal Darkness, and have I completely lost my mind because it is the wonderful season of mind-numbing chaos and mayhem in books and movies and everything? Well, of course I have. That's every time of year.
Hmm. Elizabeth.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Davis. I'm the co-owner of Dead Fish Books, and which I've been poorly celebrating this season, but in my defense, I aim to keep Halloween in my heart every day.
EM.
Hey, I am EM Lacey. I am an author of dark fantasy and YA horror, and this is definitely my season. All the best and worst horror I can watch. I'm loving this season.
Cisca.
So I'm the weird one here. I'm not the author. I am Cisca Small. I'm the fantasy lit track director at DragonCon. You'll find me at other conventions doing crazy stuff. And I am on TikTok doing book reviews, talking about cons and all the different things involved with that, and sometimes how to be an author better at cons from the admin side of it.
She says she's not an author, but before we started recording, we were all trying to bully her into writing a book. So that may change the next time you see her.
Writing is a contagious disease, I swear. I've written one short story, and I have some other things that they're under the WIP category, like most of my knitting.
One short story is enough to claim you're now officially an author.
And now into horror.
I feel like that was a very apropos way to segue.
Oh, so I'm going to start with a really nice, simple, basic question that hopefully all of us can pull off. I remember some of my favorite films growing up being all the nice little Universal monster movies, things like this. I just want to know what your favorite film in horror is, just in general. So, Lynn, how about you?
Horror of Dracula, Hammer Studios. Back in the 50s, don't remember what year. It's the first Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing Dracula movie. Christopher Lee talks for the first 20 minutes. The fangs come out. He doesn't say a word for the rest of the movie. He's just menaced from then on. Amazing movie.
Elizabeth?
Well, my favorite Universal horror movie has to be The Mummy. Because, man, does Boris Karloff brings something to that role that no one else has. Yes. Which makes you kind of ashamed that he never was in a romance. He probably could have made it work.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is a romance for some people on Spicy Talk.
Oh, it definitely has a romance. It's one of those weird. I'm going to briefly mention Candyman, as in me sitting here going, "Is this a gothic romance, like a slasher movie?" And I look up and it's like, "Oh, the leads practice ballroom dancing to get their chemistry right." The Mummy is very much the same sort of, is this a gothic romance and a horror movie?
I thought it was kind of a comedy movie when I watched it at one point.
Are we thinking about The Mummy Universal, Boris Karloff, or The Mummy for Brendan Fraser, which is a much more comedic film?
I think we're talking two different movies.
Because you're probably thinking the Brendan Fraser one, which has a lot of fun action sequences.
In color or black and white?
It was in color. I didn't really watch black and white movies until I was older, and it was called nostalgic. It wasn't my childhood like you.
So, EM, how about you? What's that favorite horror film?
Man, I have so many, but I would say my favorite horror film is The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. I love that one. And of course, I love the classics with Abbott and Costello, Meet the Wolfman, Meet Frankenstein, Meet Everybody. I love them. So yeah, those are technically not horror, but yeah.
Yeah, but we did settle down that you love a good Wolfman the other week. So,
Mhm.
mhm. All right, Seska, how about you? What is that favorite horror film?
I grew up with a babysitter who told me that The Golden Child was a horror movie. So for the longest time, I thought it was. Because
Yeah, kind of.
she wouldn't let me watch it, and she had a huge histrionic meltdown about me watching it. I will admit it. There were some scene. There's one scene that haunts me to this day from that movie. But I would say honestly, The Right is probably one of my absolute favorites, and it's fairly new. Excuse me, as the light bulb seems to think that it's on a horror movie set. Um, but yeah, that actually is probably one of my absolute favorites because it manages to do both the thing that I need from a horror movie to go to sleep at later, but also not. So at the end. So the storytelling is really good. It's very psychological. Not a lot of I mean, I watched Mirrors with all the like cracking and the special effects and everything, but I don't know. Those almost kind of throw me out of the story more. The Right was more like I was drawn in, like I could not stop watching it. So I went on a huge horror movie bender when I was pregnant. That's probably not the time to do that.
Or
I mean,
the perfect time.
We'll
That's a
we'll
good way
talk about that later.
to get the kid ready for the world ahead.
I mean, Jim did. I could have sworn that Jim said, "Do you want to come talk about current events?" And I went, "Sure." And he goes, "No, horror." And I went, "Aren't those the same?"
Yep.
I live in Ohio. The election ads will never end.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I live in Georgia. Tell me of the time in the last 12 years where Georgia wasn't a battleground state.
Ohio
So,
sends its sympathies.
Elizabeth, I'm gonna throw this one to you. Now, one of the things, and I've written a couple of stories about Sin Eaters. So one of the current films that I have managed to catch was Curse of the Sin Eater, which really kind of an interesting story and a take on it. Was not exactly what we would typically regard as being a Sin Eater, but was a pretty fun story. So for you, is there a current horror film that you want to recommend, one that you're going to tell people, yeah, it's something you got to try to get in this season?
Okay, it's something you can get for free on YouTube. It is a 1 hour long movie. It's called Milk and Cereal. Cereal spelled as in serial killer. Milk as in milk, the kind you drink. And it is about a prank war between two friends that goes terribly, terribly wrong. It's a lovely it's a lovely film that uses its found footage in a way that makes sense, as in we're following around YouTube pranksters. So it makes sense that we have people who keep the cameras rolling when they really shouldn't. It has a lot of twists and turns, and it doesn't overstay. Once again, it's an hour long, so it gets its does its little story and leaves when you're still satisfied. It doesn't linger too long in any of the scenes.
Okay. How about you? What's something that's one of the more current films that you'd like to recommend and work in for people this particular Halloween season?
Hmm. I have one. It's not really all that current, but I know the autopsy of Jane Doe is really good. It literally had me on the edge of my seat until the very end. Like it like literally played with my sense of hope that the father and son would survive. And it just like it was just so excellent. Like where you're figuring out what's the big deal or what's this mystery behind the corpse. And everything takes place in a creepy place, i.e., a morgue where they're doing the autopsies. Yeah, it's just so well done. You have the mystery, you have the characters that you're rooting for, and it's like it's edge of your seat. Just it's just the perfect balance of mystery, horror. It was excellent.
Cisca?
I haven't really watched many of the ones from this season, so
Anything a little more current?
I liked the Insidious movies. There is something about them that just draws me into them. I'm not really sure why. But yeah, I think maybe it's just that it never seems to end. Like, you watch the first one and you're like, okay, it's over. And then you're like, oh shit, the demon just jumped into daddy.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was telling him that I didn't say the entire word, so it doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say I consider the first and second movie to you need to watch both to get a full complete story. They both
That's fair.
Yeah.
There's one story over two movies.
Yeah.
Watching just one would I mean you'd have a shocking ending, but you don't get the full, and the second one's a lot of fun too.
I watched the first one like 5 times when I was pregnant. I don't know why. I do remember telling my ex if he kept singing, because he, the song with the demon
Yeah.
scene, right? He kept singing it.
Oh my gosh.
And no. I looked at him and I went, you won't be in labor and delivery. You have to go the fuck away if you keep singing that song.
I actually don't remember the song that much. I just remember the dollhouse
Through
people.
the window. It's like about spying on somebody through the window.
Tiptoe through the wind.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
That's it.
It's just
Oh,
a
yeah.
Through the wind.
It's just it's
no,
played for
creepy.
every creepy factor possible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's just
But
the
apparently it is actually a very creepy song. Like, the person who wrote it and sang it was arrested for stalking and was a very creepy person, and the entire thing is about stalking.
it's just that the dollhouse people who smile at the end have totally blown my memories of everything else in that film.
That is fair.
Ooh.
Len, how about you? Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Ms.
Oh no, I was gonna say I just remembered a current movie that I would recommend is Late Night with the Devil.
Mm.
I
Still need to see it.
Haven't seen it yet.
It's
Still need
really
to see it.
I like how they approach it, because it really feels like a movie that was filmed during the time period. I think it was like it's set in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so cool because it's what you don't see that adds to the story. So I mean, it's a really good, it's like it's not quite resolved in the end, but it is. It's really well done. It's really well done. So I would recommend that one, Late Night with the Devil. That's on Shudder. And I think it's on Prime now.
Mm. So, Len, how about you? What's something a little more recent?
Well, the number 2 entry on the Rotten Tomatoes list for this year, after Late Night with Devil, which I'm very interested in seeing, just need to do it, is Oddity.
Yeah.
That movie's nuts. Not because it's all or anything like that. It's one of those movies that's willing to just sit there and say, I'm going to mess with you. I'm just going to sit here and stare at you with these freaky homunculus looking thing that's full of weird notes and pills and stuff. And it's just like, why did this blind lady bring this trunk with this thing in it? What's going on? And then it comes together, and it's really, really, at the end, it's just like, yeah, all these things that were like really strange lines, nice, bundled up, tight murder mystery. It's really good.
Well, one of the other things that's happened in the last couple of years that we've seen a lot of is we have seen franchises in horror bring a lot of new and sometimes really good films in. I mean, this year we saw, finally we got a sequel to Beetlejuice, which I have not gotten to see yet. We got an Omen prequel. We got some more stuff in the Alien franchise. Not that anyone is shocked by that.
But I heard it's good, and that's shocking.
That is shocking.
Don't raise people's expectations. It's better if you go in for zero expectations into a movie.
Yeah.
It's a pile of shit.
Because then you're just pleasantly surprised at the worst of it.
Yeah, well.
Marvel taught me that.
Good point.
It's a good lesson to learn.
So, EM, are there any of the kind of these major franchises that you've gotten, that have the new releases you've gotten to see yet? Any of them you're looking forward to seeing? Any of them you're like, why did they do this again?
I will say I'm looking forward to Alien Romulus. I haven't seen it yet, but I love the Alien Predator franchise. And I think, from what I've been hearing and from some of the snippets that I've seen, it looks like it's definitely my cup of tea.
Yeah, and I saw something about one of the new Predators they're introducing in it, which is what's made me want to go catch it now. So,
yeah,
so,
I love that.
Cisca?
I think I'm here just for the comedic relief.
That's my
I'll
job.
be the first to die in the horror movie.
Don't go skinny dipping. So,
but it's so much fun. So much easier than finding a good swimsuit.
So, Lynn.
Hi.
As I almost break Lynn.
So, how about you? Are there any of these franchises you've gotten to see yet? First of all,
I've seen a few. I've seen a few of the ones that were released in the past few months. I was drug along to see Quiet Place Day One, and I was pleasantly surprised because I'm like, okay, so it's going to be Quiet Place, but it's in a city. All right, that'll work for about 5 minutes. No, then there are so many crazy, weird things in it, and like the best of horror, it doesn't explain everything. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I've got to put another note in toward that movie we're supposed to say is so terrible, Alien Romulus, because if you're looking for something that's scary and has new ways to do things that are familiar, you're not supposed to watch this movie. That's the line we're going with, right, guys?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
So, in other words, go run out and pick it up right now. Right now.
No, after the panel, doofus.
After the panel. Finish watching.
I swear to God, it's a good thing you don't get paid by your ratings.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Look at this YouTube. You can pause the video.
No pause. Continue playing.
Continue play. All right, Elizabeth, how about you?
It's gonna be a live stream.
I am behind on my franchises, though I do want to see Alien Romulus, and I'm going to say this a little bit about it for those who are the particular kind of nerds I am. I asked somebody, and they did promise the name Remus does show up in the film.
It does.
Because I was going to go absolutely ballistic if it didn't show up in the film, because I am that pedantic nerd in the audience.
It's used appropriately.
Which I'm so glad for. The closest thing I can say I saw to franchises was seeing both Ouija movies. Which, the first one, the only thing I can remember from it is the fact that someone gets hung by a ghost with Christmas lights. And in fact, I remember this is because anyone who has spent time with Christmas lights would know how hard it is to hang someone with them. Those suckers do not hold up any weight.
No.
You know what the worst thing is? You only get to have them up for a month before people start looking at you weird.
If you keep it up long enough, past that point, people stop looking at you weird and just accept it.
Obviously, you haven't met my mother.
Also, I'm visually impaired, so I can only see people looking at me weird if they're like closer than 5 feet to me. So,
Oh, that's handy. That
but the Ouija prequel, which was
Stone.
which is directed by the same person who did The Haunting of Hill House, um, The Blind Manor, which I just keep remembering as Turn of the Screw, which is what it's based on, and The Fall of the House of Usher, or as I call it, Final Destination of Edgar Allan Poe.
Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan, thank you, is the one who's responsible for Ouija Origin of Evil. And makes it into a much more interesting movie than you would ever expect, especially considering the movie it's supposed to be a prequel to. And has quite a few fun concepts and set pieces in it.
Well,
like The Secret Room.
Since we're talking about franchises, I am going to have to bring one up that I have not seen yet, but I am looking forward. I'm curious to see. Let's go with that. I'm curious to see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, because it was worth a sequel.
I'm not that curious, mostly because of what little I saw of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I'm like, well, maybe the sequel will be less boring.
Supposedly it's better. It's
not hard to be better.
No.
So
watch it because I still had somebody in my house who was watching Winnie the Pooh, and that just felt wrong.
So since we're on to films that we have to question whether or not they should have been made or could they have been done better. So Cisca, you get to start on this one. What's one you would not recommend anybody see out of the new stuff? What's one that you're like, really? Why did somebody think that was a good idea?
Oh, that's bad because I do recommend this movie, but what comes to mind is the Drag Me to Hell. But I do recommend it, but I don't recommend it as a horror movie. I recommend it as a comedy, specifically to anybody who has taken BCT3 in the Army. Because if you've taken Brigade Combat Team Trauma Training and Casual Combat Brigade Casual, I don't know, BCT3, I can't remember all the things. But there is an inside joke in there when you watch it, and every single medic I've known who's watched it laughs their ass off after that scene and cannot view it as a horror movie from then on. And it has to do with the ghost, and it's just hilarious. So as a horror movie, I do not recommend it. As a comedy, I do.
All right, so Lynn, what's on your list of do not recommend?
The Invitation.
Yes.
You know, that is 3/4 of a good movie and 1/4 train wreck. And it takes a lot of alcohol to make those congeal back together again.
Sounds like a lot of this football season.
Wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. Every football game I've watched has been undefeated. They've also been 12-year-old players, so take that.
So they're always undefeated. Gotcha.
No, they're undefeated this season. Don't get me in trouble.
I'm not. I didn't say the name of the team.
Are kind of scary. Don't get me in trouble.
Hey, I didn't say it was the Georgia Cenobites.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Well, that could be a good team. So, Elizabeth, how about you? What's on your do not recommend list?
So I will note that I'm the person who goes into Netflix and looks at a movie and goes, this is terrible. Let's watch it. So I would go with, 3/4 of a good movie being a train wreck. That is still a very enjoyable time for me, especially the train wreck part.
I mean, there's a certain level of which train wrecks are fun. That's why the news still works.
Yeah.
I can say that the Terror movie was more boring than I expected it to be. First of all, it had way more astrology than I expected in a Terror movie. left some very obvious ways to tie this in on the table, and nobody got crushed by a tower.
Yeah.
It was just the
That's a
cars come to
problem.
life and they kill you in very mundane ways. Compared to, what would be thematically cool? A tower falls on someone, or
Yeah.
this person gets hunted by the fuel. And I'm like, okay, I'm watching this movie. Like, it'd be cool. The fool took over the car, and again, the car crashed after this horrific driving sequence because the fool cannot drive a car normally.
Yeah. That should be the opening scene.
Yeah. It should instead it felt like it was monsters with just kind of a branding slap with just kind of this tarot branding slapped on it. The deck was cool, though some of the monster CGI I think looked a bit over designed for my taste. But they could have done a lot to personalize the monsters, personalize their effects to the characters being hunted down. But trying to cram the astrology into it, I thought diluted what they were trying to do. Look, I mean, the fact I kept a running tally of every time the phrase tarot of astrology, the most not unique, the most accurate divination tool to mankind. And the fact it's lying not quite the way I said, because I probably made it sound nicer than what actually is, just by trying to remember it. I kept a running tally and said at least 3 times in the movie as is. And I'm like, who asked for this? I asked for a movie about tarot cards killing people, not for whatever this bullshit is. Not to hear someone yell about your Aquarius, of course you're going to try to run away from your problems.
That's not tarot.
No, I came for tarot card.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
You go to the David Weber corner.
Look, I was pitching a better tarot movie to my friends the next day, which involved a tarot deck from Gambling with the Devil in the Wild West.
I was more picturing, a crossover between Gambit having a stack of tarot cards and using those to throw and blow them up.
I mean, if Gambit had Ashley Channing Tatum's body, I'd watch it.
I mean, that would be more entertaining. I mean, he doesn't have to have Channing Tatum's body. He could just be Gambit being ridiculously Gambit, sneaking around as a thief in hot pink costume.
Or it could just
Magic Mike 4, the exploding tarot cards.
I have watched all of those movies and I adore them. I'm also single, so there.
I think we should have a movie to somehow get the permission of the estate of Ricky Jay, magician, passed away several years back. He's a consultant on a lot of movies, but acted in a few as well. But he is the source of killing somebody with a throwing card as an urban myth, because he could throw a card and kill a man. Well, I mean, he could. He didn't, but he could. So.
He didn't, but he could. Are you sure?
Yeah!
These are scientifically opposite statements.
They are opposing statements, but not absolute. He chose not to, even though he had the ability to actually do it.
Well, then I'm a murderer, but not really.
Right.
Damn. What about you? What's the one you just can't recommend?
As Jim tries to get his... Let's get the topic.
Well, I mean, Lynn took the one that I would recommend, which is the Invitation. But I would say for me, Talk to Me. I had such high expectations for that, but I was waiting for the main character to just like, can you just go away? Just go away. You're too stupid to live. Like I just wasn't crazy about that movie. Like they hyped it up like it was something big, but I'm like,
yeah.
To me, it was basically a bunch of stoners around the thing. You're carrying around this, dead person's hand, and I'm like, bad things are gonna happen. So, I just was not. I felt like it was hyped. It just did not deliver.
The frat boy's paw.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
that's actually a really good title for it, the Frat Boys Paw.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of was hoping it was a Hand of Glory.
I don't think there's any glory involved with frat boys. Just saying.
Yeah,
So-
that movie could have been better.
Mhm.
And I caught it before the hype took off, so I enjoyed it more. But yeah, the hype is real on that one. It's just real
Yeah.
overblown. It's
Yeah.
good. It's not great.
Right. I mean, it entertained, but I was like,
Right.
yeah, I just was not impressed.
So let's. All right. Has anybody got any films that we need to make sure we throw on the table before we move over to series?
Quick shout out to the newer version of Hellraiser with
That was good.
with Jamie Clayton as the priest. Love it.
Quick shout out to The Boar, a movie that you can also watch on YouTube for free. It was recommended to me from a Resident Evil fan group, which involves a creature feature with a really good mechanical boar. Also, some ridiculous Australian nonsense.
Well, I'll throw out there, it's sort of horror and comedy, Velocipaster.
Oh,
One of
yeah.
my
That
favorite
sounds like Chuck
movies
Tingles in a horror
ever.
novel.
Velocipaster is like the best, worst movie ever made.
Wow.
Yes, I love that movie. And I heard that
I've
there's a
never
sequel
heard of
coming.
it, but I found the best description and best review ever.
Yeah, it's like the best, worst movie ever made. I think it might be, I'm sure it's free on Tubi, but it's like
I know I watched it on
Rocky-
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I think it's on Amazon Prime. It's the Rocky Horror Show. What is it? The Rocky Horror Show, that movie?
Uh-huh.
It's the horror version of the Rocky Horror Show. It's
I think
you can't look away from it.
I thought the Rocky
I gotcha.
Horror was only a horror to conservatives.
no, you're just giving me flashbacks of The Room, which is a horror movie, but not intentionally.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yes, Velocipaster, you all need to watch it. I'm gonna check next time.
I actually have already watched it.
I know a way that I can watch it very easily. I send a friend of mine a text message just saying it exists.
Mhm.
It's on my list.
Did they
but I
also
have
read
not-
Chuck Tingle?
you got me twice with the Chuck Tingle.
I've already watched Flashpaster once, so I'm like, it's not quite my favorite. So bad it's good movie, but on the other hand, my so favorite it's bad good media is showing people the OAV of Garzi Swing. So I could just be a very terrible person.
Yeah, well. So since we're feeling these tangles, let's stretch them out a little bit more and talk some about our favorite horror series
Hmm.
of the last few years. So I have managed to catch a few of them. So I'm actually current on a series. I'm current on Agatha, which
I need to watch that.
horror though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the acting I've seen in Disney lately is definitively horror.
And I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Actually got to see season 1 of the Mayfair Witches, so I've been trying to get caught up on a universe I haven't read in decades. But so, Lynn, I'm going to go to you. Is there a horror series that's been grabbing you?
The one I keep thinking about rewatching, and again, it's love for Mike Flanagan. Midnight Mass.
That was good.
That is so good. It's slow burn, but it heats up a bit faster than one expects, and it's willing to say, let's invert that trope a bit. So yeah, such a good movie or show. A whole bunch of movies. They're all an hour long.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, how about you? If you got a series that's been grabbing
Well,
you,
I already put down my love for the Mike Flanagan series. And to prep for this panel, back when it was for Sweet Home, I did watch all of season 1 of Sweet Home, which is definitely an interesting watch that I'd recommend for having an interesting monster concept for people's desires turning them into monsters, as part of this apocalypse that's happened in Korea. And it leads to a lot of cool monster designs with that. Sweet Home, for those who don't know, is a Korean drama. Monsters are running amok in the street. The military is not helping you. We are following the survivors in an apartment complex as they try to survive.
Yeah, Korean horror they've been putting out a lot of different series over the last couple of years. They have put out some good stuff. I have not seen Sweet Home yet.
Sweet Home is definitely one I'd recommend for interesting monster design. I have not seen season 2 or 3. I've been warned by Reddit about seeing season 2 or 3 because it's based on a webtoon, and the webtoon ends about the time season 1 ends. Season 2 or 3 is when they tried to go off on their own, and very few of the characters from the first season apparently make an appearance.
Oh yeah, and you can tell they deviate from the original a lot because I've seen all 3, like all the way to season 3, and I'm like, okay, it's nothing like what it started off as. So,
who asked for this?
Yeah, basically, yep. Who asked for it?
Cisca.
I haven't really been watching much TV shows. Oh, sorry.
That's why you asked for it.
Books. What?
That's why you asked for it. The question was who asked for this.
No, I didn't. I did sign up for Sweet Home at first because when I saw Gail was hosting it, for some reason I thought it was about baking. Because last year Gail had me do a holiday baking thing, and I don't know why I thought it was about baking when I signed up for it, and I was very. And I went, wait, what's Sweet Home about? And they went, it's Korean horror. And I went, oh, no. I don't do that kind of hardcore horror. For some reason, my brain thinks Korean horror is infinitely more scary than normal American horror. So.
Yeah, it is, though. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't find it quite as scary, but that might be because I
don't you run like a horror publisher? I think your scale might be off.
As I say, I think parts of my soul have died a long time ago.
No, parts of mine did too, but still. I mean,
no. We've been desensitized to it all, so it's just like, oh, that's nice. Oh, look, there's a hand over Jim's shoulder. Look,
that's the least of my worries in here right now.
Well, honestly, okay. So let me take a moment. We're on the topic in general sense of things we've been desensitized to. The Conjuring is a fantastic movie. I'm not saying this to backpedal to movies and such, but the ads for what's so terrible is they show the main victim, mother of the family, and then the hands come out of the darkness to go. And I watch a preview of that, and I go, why is that scary? That's stupid. But you watch it in context of the movie, oh, that's plenty creepy.
I will admit, the scariest thing is somebody standing over you while you sleep, which Paranormal Activity did. And it is... I had a toddler who was very known for doing this.
You deserve it.
It doesn't scare me.
I'm not arguing. I don't know why he takes after his mother so much, but he does.
It doesn't scare me as much because my husband does it all the time. So
No. When you think your kid's in a crib and he's climbed out of it,
I've been
standing over you.
I remember my own childhood, so I am prepared for that because I remember all the times I stood over watching my parents sleep because I had a nightmare and went to their room to feel better.
Oh.
So, Evangeline,
yes,
is there a series for you that's been grabbing you as of late?
I will
In the dark.
say, in the realm of Korean horror, All of Us Are Dead, because I love a good zombie series, and All of Us Are Dead is based on a webtoon that I have not seen, which I need to look up. But it's the zombie outbreak. It starts at a high school, and it's like as the series continues, you find out that there's a student that is connected to the source. He didn't start it, but someone in in his family started it. And it was some kind of weird experiment. It's always that good motives turn bad type of situation. But it's the makeup, how things happen. It just embraces the whole chaos of a zombie outbreak. And it's just excellent because you never know who's gonna flip on you. And it's like, oh my gosh, that person, that person, that person. It was actually very, very good. It reminds me a little bit of Kingdom, which that's another zombie series, but it's more of a period piece. And what I love about that film, it wasn't the zombies that were terrifying. It was the family behind the whole mess that was terrifying. Because you have the political, because it's always this, okay, someone's trying to steal the throne, but how they go for it is crazy. So they do really excellent writing, and the makeup, all of that is on point. But All of Us Are Dead was really, really good.
I can get that. I think like Resident Evil is not scary in and of itself to me.
No.
But the underlying principle is how we're going to die. Which is
basically.
Going to do something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to go, but we can fix it and do it better next time and do it again.
Yeah.
It's the underlying principle underneath there, which I honestly had forgotten because the underlying principle is such that it really does scare me. But the concept of we're going to do something and we're going to be the cause of our own demise, not because we didn't know any better, but because we were too cocky to actually stop and think it through.
Yeah, The Stand. Like, I was reading the book The Stand and I had the flu and I was like, I'm going to die because I have Captain Trips. It's like how it happened, like how it all got out. It made sense. Like, someone let loose something in the CDC and someone panics and they run out trying to save themselves and they kill us all. I was like, oh, okay, great.
I live where the CDC is.
Oh no.
That's okay. Some of us have accepted our death a long time ago. I'm just sitting here thinking about happy thoughts about Resident Evil Death Island, which I spent the entire time.
That's so good.
It is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun just adding my comedy dialogue to it because I know the Resident Evil character. So my husband had to sit there listening as I made Leon introduce himself as, did I tell you the time I saved the president's daughter?
That's good.
So, Cisca, have you got a series you've been watching?
You already asked me this.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Never mind.
We're gonna ask
Y'all
you
just
again.
went off the rails. I forgot where we
Because I'm going
started.
to have an entirely different answer. Because suddenly time stopped.
I want to go back to her going off the rails to tell people to please bring in your pitches for the Great British Bake Off horror spin-off / concept for next panel.
Words are overcooked. I'm not. So I'm going to throw. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I made pumpkin butter. That's been my thing, not baking for some reason.
So I'm going to throw this out on an open table here against my better judgment. However, what's a series that you might have seen and you went and said, well, this is not what I was hoping for?
I got it.
Okay, I got one after you.
All right. So it falls under horror. It's in the broad realm of dark fantasy. It's the darkest of the dark fantasy manga. It is Berserk. Berserk
Oh.
2016, 2017.
Those were great.
Such a letdown. Original source material, amazing. Movies they made, pretty darn good. 97 series, fantastic. Fan-made things that have been taken down because they want to make an official release, oh wow. 2016, 2017,
We don't acknowledge that.
correct.
All right, Elizabeth, what you got?
I was going to talk about The Devil in Ohio, which is a
Oh.
thriller horror series about a family that takes in a foster kid that was from a supposedly raised Amish satanic cult who commits arson. And you're like, huh, that sounds cool. I hate to tell you, but it's told in the most boring way possible.
Oh.
I spent a good chunk of time. There's some cool scenes, but I spent a good chunk of it near the later half turning it into a parody of itself, with the mom just piling up bodies in the basement. All the rock houses being burned down, and trying to kidnap someone when you don't know how to drive a car. Because what I was proposing was much more entertaining than what was happening on screen.
Yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not just an Ohio documentary?
No, because the reason I can tell you it's not a Ohio documentary is because we have it'd be hard to trace all the arsons to one particular cult. We have a lot of fires every day. So if you were like, oh, there's the Amish cult, we'd be committing fires. We're like, okay, but which Amish cult committing fires? And how does that relate to the
Say every year, but every day they have a lot of fires. Every day.
Okay, so part of my day job is I work at a restoration company, and we see the alerts that pop up for fires in our area. Yesterday, for whatever reason, everybody was trying to set Dayton on fire. Yes,
So,
there are
yeah.
a lot of.
Wow.
The only times there are not a lot of fires is when it's flooding.
Why not both?
Mostly because the water takes out the fire, and then you get mold, which is way worse than fire. No, but
mold! Yay, mold!
if it was tentacle spreading mold, then it would be scary.
So, EM, what about you?
I will say October Faction. I think that's what it's called.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, I think they were trying to replicate Lock and Key, because like I saw the series Lock and Key, which was actually pretty good. I liked the storytelling. I liked how it was going. But then they had October Faction, and I was like done by halfway through the first episode. I was like, okay, I'm done. It just was not good at all.
That's why there's
how long I lasted.
Yeah, I think it got one season, and then it was like.
That's what I was about to say. I only got one season, so
yeah,
that should let you know. I have not seen Lock and Key. I have read the whole graphic novel series. I have read some of October Faction.
Yeah, I haven't read October Faction or Lock and Key, but the series Lock and Key, like I don't know if it's like close to the actual,
close but not identical.
I really liked Lock and Key, but I will admit it was not what I thought I was getting into when I got into it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think it was pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it, but like that October Faction was garbage. Like I had the same. I guess I went in expecting Lock and Key, but it was just horrible.
I was gonna say it doesn't help that they're two very different flavors. At least the graphic novels are.
Yeah, and they were supposedly, like a cult. They're hunting monsters and this and that, and I'm like, okay, blah.
I would not, I would not pitch that in the same vein as Lock to replicate the success of Lock and Key.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad.
Cisca, do you have a disappointment that you've got to bring up? In terms
I haven't been dating recently.
In terms of Well, maybe you need to go to more horror movies. But
No, well, I mean, it was a disappointment in that Lock and Key wasn't really what I thought it was going to be when I opened it up and started watching it, but I did enjoy it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I actually thought it was going to be something more that I would, because it's based off of a YA series that I could connive my child into watching with me. Yeah, he wasn't having any of it. I enjoyed it though. So, it was much more dark than I thought it was going to be, but I really did enjoy it. So it was like dark, but a disappointment, but also an enjoyment. I don't know.
so I'm going to kind of throw out there a last open question. Is there anything we haven't hit on you guys think we need to talk about? We haven't talked about Wednesday. We haven't hit like Last of Us. There's a bunch of series out there we haven't touched on. So is there anything to wrap it up in horror, in recent horror films, series, even bonus materials? Anything there that we haven't brought up you guys want to kind of throw it out on the table?
Yeah, I should have threw out the Cabinet of Curiosities.
Ooh, that's a
Del
good
Toro,
one.
right?
Yeah.
It was okay. Like there are it's like reading an anthology. You're not going to love all of them, but it had some pretty good shorts. So that was actually it was decent because I like Guillermo del Toro. I love him.
I always like anthology series for that reason. Not every episode is going to be a hit, but at least it's going to be something different each time.
Yeah. The Cabinet of Curiosities, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I was kind of kept hoping they were going to bring back, the new Creep Show that they brought back out too as an anthology series was fun too.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I got you one.
All right.
Interview with the Vampire. That's a very different take. It uses the same structure and bones of the book, but it is not afraid to change some things up to go to some very interesting, thematically modern places.
I might have to check it out because I did not enjoy the first interview of a vampire film. For me
this is a completely different beast. It really is.
I had to watch it. I had to watch it for vampires in film class. That should let you know about the direction my life has taken. And which I'm like, man, you guys are really bad at using your immortality.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes of Interview with a Vampire series. I've seen a couple.
Yeah. I adore, and it's a totally different take, but I adore their take on Claudia.
I don't think I've gotten that far. I've only seen the first couple.
Then I'll just say I adore their take on Claudia and leave it there.
Nope, you can go ahead.
They go with young woman, not little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And they still manage to hit on the same notes, but they also hit on the maturity notes better too, which lets them also explore the concept of an abusive relationship so much better.
I have some mixed feelings about that because I really liked Claudia's character for what felt like somebody stuck in a child's body because it really struck me.
Yeah, it's not saying that version's bad, but the way they do it in this show is it's a different take.
Yeah.
And it still works because they said it still works under the same concept, even though it's a different take, because they said we can still explore the deeper themes of the story.
Yeah, I just remember that because child vampires don't get as much appearance as they should in horror.
Yeah.
Let the right one in.
That was a good movie.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw the original and then I saw the remake. And I actually like the original better.
The original,
I saw the original. Sorry.
Which was definitely creepy as hell with those two kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Any last words from anybody?
I had a movie in my head. A
Um,
series. Penny Dreadful.
Yeah.
is it still on Netflix?
I don't know if it's on Netflix, but I think they've sold the licensing, so it's on other platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But it was
it just
excellent.
it just appeared off of Netflix and then mixed up with Peaky Blinders. So I spent a lot of Peaky Blinders being very confused about when the monsters were going to show up, which was a very interesting new experience for the first couple seasons of Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, it's like Penny Dreadful was excellent gothic horror. And I liked how they made the Bride of Frankenstein like a feminist, like empowering the prostitutes. And I love the concept and all the characters. It was so good. And when they shed blood was spilled. It was good. It was really, really good.
Yeah, the only last one go ahead.
Sorry. I would say my last word was back to a movie that I will keep recommending. It's on Netflix. It's an indie horror film called Beyond the Gates. It's not too gory or something like that. What really makes it is the character interactions have an authentic, warm feel that I feel and find missing in a lot of Hollywood movies. Also, it's about a haunted VHS board game for those who remember VHS board games.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the only one I was going to throw out there, just because I've enjoyed the couple of seasons of it, is Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh, yes, I've also...
All the shorts. Because some of those are just fantastic.
You can marathon a season in a night, so there's no reason not to watch it.
Oh, yeah. Because I think my favorite one, of course, is the one with the werewolves that were being used in war. That season one, that was so good.
That wasn't my favorite one, mostly because I'm like, I really want to find out more about this, especially given werewolves, how dogs are in Arabic societies. I'm like, there's a fascinating backstory behind these Arabic werewolves. With that, did they were they descend from the hunting dogs of the of royalty? What is these? Oh yeah, as a short, we'll never get that.
Yeah.
Well, before we get out of here and let everybody try to sleep tonight, let's make sure everybody knows where to find you guys. You know, website, social media. If there's something they happen to go and add to their to-be-read pile. So, Lynn?
Len-berry.com. That's the website. Very simple, very straightforward. If you can find my name, you can find me hunting around a lot of social medias. I've got link trees out there. TikTok, Facebook, Blue Sky. I skulk around all shadows.
Elizabeth?
You can find me at deadfishbooks.com or deadfishbooks on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm very annoying on Twitter. I can tell you that much.
EM?
Oh, I'm easy to find. I am EM. My website is emlacey.com. EM Lacey is baked into all my socials. So TikTok, Instagram is author EM Lacey. I'm on Facebook, author EM Lacey. So yeah, that's where I am.
Cisca?
So I am on social media, Cisca, Cisca Small, like coffee size. Nobody here orders ever. So, and you can find me on TikTok. You can find me at conventions, and yeah.
And you can find me at jamespnettles.com, authoressentialsworkshops.com, creatingpros.com, and of course here ConTinual. And we will see you again soon, as long as the hand doesn't grab me from the TV.
You would only be so lucky.
Tell me about
the
it.
Hand, he was grabbed by the dear audience. He was grabbed by the hand, but promptly returned.
That is most likely true.